Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a first impression on this Sephora Pro Face palettes. This just came out recently. I think they came out over a month ago. They are their collection for the summer, and I think they're more intended to makeup artists and freelancers and stuff like that. But I was just so drawn to this. As soon as they posted it on Instagram, I saw them and I was like, I have to snag this as soon as it comes out, and so I did. It took me a little bit to film this video because honestly, every time I opened this, it was like so overwhelming to me for some reason, but I'm finally here and ready to test this out. Before going any further, please don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, and let's just go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing the Sephora Pro Face palette. This palette came out, I think, over a month ago. I already mentioned that, but they did come out in 3 different combinations. They had light, medium, and deep. I ended up getting the medium, I believe, yeah, the medium one, and this is how they come right here. I feel like the packaging is A+. This is a plastic packaging, but they feel very thick and really, really soft, and then is embossed right here, the Sephora Pro logo. It's kind of in a metallic-y pink, which I really, really like. When you go open it, it does have kind of a magnetic closing, and I feel like it's really, really pretty packaging. It does have a huge mirror, so even though this is more intended towards somebody that is doing, you know, freelance makeup, I feel like they actually make this as accessible for people like us that just want to play with makeup, and, you know, it's good for traveling. This mirror, honestly, you can do your entire makeup with this. So then you have your stunning bronzers, blushes, and highlight over here, and I mean, you can tell right there that these shades are beautiful. I usually go from like light to medium when it comes like to bronzers and stuff like that, but the light ones seem very, very light, so I ended up choosing the medium one. So I'm going to give you a little bit of detail about the palette. They do retail for $58, but you do get 3 blushes, 2 bronzers, and 3 highlights, so you get a lot of product for the big price tag that comes with it. And I feel like if you really think about it, it's not as expensive when you think about the fact that you're getting 8 individual pans, and they are huge pans. So like I said, they come in 3 different combinations, and you can only get them at Sephora, obviously, because they are from the Sephora collection. They are limited edition. Yeah, they're supposed to have different textures. It says soft and creamy textures, and it comes with 0.25 ounces per pan. So now I'm just going to swatch them for you guys, and then we're going to go ahead and apply them on my face. As you can see, I don't have no bronzer. I only have foundation and a little bit of powder. We're going to go ahead and swatch these out. You can tell that they have the names right here. So like I said, you get 3 blushes, 2 bronzers, and 3 highlights. They are kind of scattered over here, but we're going to start with this one. This one is obviously a blush. You can see that it's very pinkish. This one is called Beso. And I'm just going to go in categories, so I'm going to start with the blushes. So this is Beso right here. It's a it's a beautiful pink, but it kind of has a hint of peachy in it. So I like the fact that it's not a hot pink. It's kind of more wearable. Then we have Flossy over here. It's a very light peach blush. And these two, the last 2 that I have swatched, kind of seem like matte bronzers, but they are very, very creamy. This one is Flossy right there, and then Beso. So the last blush, they didn't actually like tag it on their website, but I think it's this one right here because it doesn't look like a bronzer or a highlight. So this one is called Fabulosity, and it's much more creamier, and it kind of has a hint of some, I don't know, shimmers in it. Yeah, it kind of has like a little hint of shimmer, not sparkly, but just shimmery. This one is Fabulosity right there, and I feel like it's more intended for deeper skin tones than I think mine, but maybe that would look really pretty if I was a little bit more tan. I'm like trying to dry my hand over here so we can move faster. I'm going to move on to the highlights, and the first one I have is right here. It's called First Class, and this one is just a beautiful champagne one, and I just really, really, really like it. So there it is right there. They do feel very, very creamy, and they just like seem very wearable. The next one we have is Beverly Hills right here. And this one is kind of a very reddish bronzy shade, and you can see it right there. That one is very pigmented. I feel like everything that I have swatched is just insanely pigmented. I feel like the Sephora collection is kind of overlooked when you go into the store, but I have purchased some of their things, and they're just insanely good. The last one we have is Bougie, and this one is just a pearl highlight. This one is the least creamy of them all. I feel like this one kind of has a little bit of a rough consistency compared to the other ones, but it's still really creamy. So you can see the three of them together. Really, really pretty. I'm super excited to put this on my face. I also feel like maybe you can mix and match with them as much as you want to, so that also makes the palette really worth it. The last two are bronzers, and these two have actually different consistencies. We have this one over here, which is Groundbreaking, that looks very matte, and it's kind of the deeper shade of the palette. And then we have Too Glam over here that is a shimmery or a illuminating bronzer. So this one is Too Glam, and this one is Groundbreaking. You can tell right there that this one seems a lot more shiny and reflective than obviously this matte one. So I'm kind of scared because they do seem too pigmented, so I'm going to try to go as lightweight as I can, but I think I'm going to start with, I don't know, because I don't want to go with this one from the get-go because it seemed pretty dark, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do because I don't want to go with a shimmery one. So I'm going to go with Groundbreaking first, and I'm just putting this on my brush, and I'm going to start blending. Alright, so it's definitely there. Luckily, it's not as pigmented as I thought it was going to be, so I can definitely go in a little bit more comfortable now. I feel like that is a really, really good shade for my skin tone. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I didn't go with the light one because that would have probably been too light. I feel like this one doesn't feel as creamy as other bronzers that I have, so I mean, it's not like it's really drying, but it just doesn't feel as creamy. But it's blending up pretty well, so can't complain really. I feel like that blended out really, really good. I'm gonna put some on my chin. Alright, so now I'm going to try to just put a little bit on my nose, just really softly. Alright, I'm actually pretty impressed. I feel like that applied beautifully. Nothing looks patchy, and it just applied really evenly. And really, really nice. I'm going to be going into Too Glam now. This one is the kind of luminous bronzer, and I'm just going to put a little bit. And you can definitely see that it kind of, you can see kind of like shimmer particles on your face. I don't love that, but I think if you apply it in moderation like I just did, you know, it looks actually really pretty. I wouldn't put this over where you have texture, so I kind of just try to apply it right here instead of right there. You know what I mean? I'm actually really, really loving that. That one also was a little bit warmer, so it kind of gave my skin a little bit more warmth. Putting a little bit more because I actually really, really like it now that it's all blended out together. I feel like both of these look really good together and as a pair. So, yeah. Really impressed. Now moving on to blush, I'm going to be using this Luxie brush. This one is a 660. And I think for blush, I want to go with, let's start with Flossy. Flossy? Yep. With Flossy, which is the lightest one of the palette. And then we can build it up from there if we want to. So this one, I feel like it's a little bit too light for my skin. But if I had a much softer look on my eyes, I feel like this one would look really pretty. It's just kind of, you know, not enough for what's going on in my eyes. But I'm going to even it out on the other side. And then we'll go to a new shade. I was kind of surprised that I didn't really see people reviewing this on YouTube. I don't know why that would be. I feel like people are just intimidated when they see this huge palette. And especially when they say pro palettes, but I feel like this is something that a lot of people could get a lot of use in their personal life. I think these are very wearable for like people that just use makeup on an everyday basis, because you can see I've already used 3 shades of this in my face, and it actually looks really good. Like, I'm actually super impressed with this. I think I'm going to go with, this one would definitely be too pink for me today, but we're going to go with Fabulosity. Why not use all of it? I'm just going to use Beso first. And this one seems very pigmented, so I'm just going to dust this a tiny bit right there. Looks really pretty. You can definitely tell that if I would have kept going, my cheeks would look crazy right now, because this one is really, really bright. I'm going to go with Fabulosity, and this was the last blush, just to give myself a little bit of, you know, a little glow on my cheeks. Now I'm going to go with the highlights, and this is probably my favorite part. I think I'm going to start with, I think Bougie is just going to be too light, so I'm going to start with First Class. And they do have some kickback when you are picking up product, but whoa, you can see right there that they are pigmented. This highlight actually reminds me of kind of Jeffree Star's formula, because you can definitely see like these sparkles on your face, or you know what I mean, like the shimmer on your face. And I don't feel like it blends into my skin really well. I'm not really saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like it's not one of those highlights that kind of like meshes into your bronzer and blush, like kind of like, you know, the ColourPop ones. But it actually looks really pretty, and I feel like I could probably build this up a lot if I wanted to. This actually looks really nice. But it's for more people that want, obviously, a highlight that will show. That's what I was trying to say. I just didn't know how to say it. Got a little carried away because I was supposed to put more on my face. But I just love this shade so much. Like, so much. I feel like this is my perfect highlight. It actually, like, just looks really good with my skin tone. And I feel like I don't need more. I'm good where I'm at. Now I'm going to go with Bougie. And I don't want to put too much of this, but I'm going to put a little bit on my cheeks just to make that a little bit more bright, and you can definitely tell that it brightened it up, if you see. It looks really nice. I feel like that would be a really pretty brow bone highlight, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it right here. Wow, it's really pretty. And then I'm putting a little bit on my inner corner as well. I didn't apply any setting spray or anything before I put all this on, and it actually looks like I did. Like, my face has that like little wet feeling or little wet look, and I just really, really like it. Also, all of like my face just feels really, really soft. So, A+. The last one is Beverly Hills. It's the only shade of the palette that we haven't used, and I'm afraid it's going to be a little too dark, but I'm just going to put it a little bit over here because I don't want to tone down that bright highlight I have going on. I don't feel like this is showing up, and I feel like it's not showing up because I don't want it to, but I can say I applied it. Now the last thing I have to do is just put some lipstick on, so I'll be doing that, and then I'll be right back to give you guys my thoughts. First of all, I'm never going to get used to seeing a bold lip on my lips because I feel like my lips look huge, but I don't know, maybe someday, who knows. But what do we think about this palette? I am super impressed. I can't believe I used 6 shades on my face today, but my face looks really, really good. I actually really, really love that bronzer. I wish I had put 2 shades, honestly, of the bronzer, kind of like a light shade and a more deeper shade, but I like that they kind of did that mix of that powdered matte powder and that kind of luminous bronzer. I really love how that luminous bronzer looked. It made my skin look really glowy. It's perfect for the summer. But I feel like I could have lived with just 2 blushes. Am I the only one that feels that way? Like 3 bronzers, 3 highlights, and 2 blushes would have done it for me. Not to say that I don't love blushes, but I just love bronzers even more. The highlights, honestly, were insane. I feel like the formula, the pigmentation of them, and just the look of them, I love how they look. I mean, I didn't really have to do much. I didn't even have to spray my face. Usually when I use powder highlights, I have to like kind of spray my face a little bit with some setting spray or some like, you know, rose mist or something like that to make them just look as much or as vibrant as I want them to, and this one just did it from the get-go. The blushes were also really nice. I love that they included kind of a very wearable everyday blush, then you have kind of your more vibrant blush, and then you have kind of a little, you know, something to spice it up a little bit, something with shimmer. It looks a little sparkly. It just gives your face a really pretty glow to it and kind of makes everything look a little bit more I don't know, it makes your face just look really healthy. And this is actually the first like face product that I tried from the Sephora collection, and I'm really impressed. Their eyeliner is actually the only eyeliner I ever use, so this one is just a must-have on my collection. I'm never gonna be without this because I love it so much. So I just love the fact that they kind of put this little palette together. It is from the Pro collection, but I feel like a lot of people should definitely pay more attention to this. It is great for traveling. I feel like the pants are huge. You are definitely going to get a lot of use out of this. And there's so many different combinations that you can just use on your regular day-to-day. And honestly, just makes, like, everything looks really good. It is great pigmentation. All of them were very pigmented. The formulas were really soft and just applied really well. Nothing on my face looked patchy. I mean, that is all that I'm looking for. I feel like the $58 was definitely a good price point for 8 shades in this very, you know, this feels very sturdy. It feels really good. It's definitely something that I'm going to keep just around on my desk for when I want to do kind of a quick makeup. I also love that it came out with 3 different combinations for light skin, medium skin, and deep skin tones, because that way everybody is included. Everyone can find their shades, and I feel like this one for medium was definitely spot on. I feel like the shade of it is very warm, but it also kind of has a little tint of cool tone, which is great for my skin tone particularly, of the bronzer I mean. And I just love that the highlights are not too light, they're not too dark, and I don't know, I'm really impressed. I think that the powders were very soft. I feel like this is great for makeup artists, freelancers, but it's also good for people like us that just love makeup, love to try new things, and just, you know, for somebody that doesn't like as much makeup as I do, because I keep a lot around just because I love it, but for somebody that's just looking for something to have in their collection to kind of like knock down all the steps, you know what I mean? Like this is absolutely great. You should definitely check this out. I definitely recommend them, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this makeup. I had a little bit of a hard time doing my eyes today. I used a palette that just didn't want to agree with me, but we made it. We came through. We pushed through, and yeah. With that said, this is all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!